and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys my recommendation for the upcoming Sephora VIB holiday sale that is starting this Friday for Rouge members. I will have all the information down in the description box, so just in case if you need that information, it will be there for you guys. So let's just go ahead and get started. Now, I just have one non-makeup item to talk about, and that is the Cinema Secret Brush Cleaner Quick Drying. It's just a quick spot clean product. I love this for spot cleaning my brushes. If I need to use a brush that's dirty, and I just go ahead and get a towel and put a little bit of this on in a little container, and then just put my brush a little bit in there and then wipe it on the towel. You don't need a lot of this stuff. A little bit does go a long way. As you can tell, I haven't used that much, but a little bit does go a long way. So that's why, even though I do use it a lot, a little bit does go a long way. I will have all the prices somewhere here for each product that I'm talking about, so just in case. But yeah, so I highly recommend this product. Then the next thing, let's talk about my one eyeshadow palette that I have. Now it is the mini Natasha Denona Star palette. Looks like this. I really do love this eyeshadow palette, the mini, just because it has everything I need, and it is only $25. I do think this is a great product for beginners just because it's tiny. Even though it's high end, it's only $25, so you're not spending a whole lot, especially on Natasha Denona. And if you want to try out her eyeshadows but you just don't want to spend a lot of money, these are a great investment for that. So it just looks like this. I will swatch some of them. Wrong finger. The bad swatch, but those are the three that I swatched. It looks like that. They're very pretty. And yeah, so I really do like this palette. I don't know if I have some in my cart that I want to purchase. I don't think so. I think the only thing that I want to get was the liquid eyeshadows, like the duochromes, I think they're called. Those I do want to get. But then the next thing, let's talk about mascara. Now I do have two mascaras to recommend. One I do not have on hand, but I will put it here somewhere on the screen. It is the It Cosmetics, I forgot exactly what it's called, but it's the one in the black tube. Yeah, I can't think of it up the top of my head, but I will have the picture on here. And the other one that I really do like is this one. This is my top favorite. It is the Lancome Monsieur Big Mascara. This is $25. Now, I used to be that type of person where I did not spend for high-end mascara until this baby came along. Now, I did get this in a sample size when it first came out, and I loved it. So yeah, I just been purchasing it. This has been like maybe my fifth one. I do have two backups in my drawer, but I really do like this mascara. So highly recommend this one. Then let's talk about primers. Now I have two primers to talk about. One is a really old, like OG product, and it's the Too Faced Major Hangover RX. And now this is like, you could use it for not only a primer but a moisturizer. I did use it today for both, and I really do love it a lot. It is silicone free, and it just looks like a cream when you put it on, and then once you blend it, it's not silicone-y feel because it doesn't have silicone in it. It feels like a moisturizer. It feels like a cream. So I really do like it. It does have a smell of coconut, so if you don't like the smell of coconut or you just don't like fragrant stuff, you probably won't like it, but I feel like it does blur out my skin. Then the next thing I have, this would probably be my favorite one. It is the Dr. Brandt Pore No More Pore Refiner Primer. Now this takes care of my pores more than this one. This is just like a smoothing moisturizer type primer. This one takes care of my pores. It smooths out my skin. Yeah, and just looks like that. Now I haven't used this one. This is a new bottle. I did have a small one and I went through that one, and I did buy this when it was on sale a few months back. This is like $45, I believe, but I just didn't want to pay that much for a primer, so I waited, and luckily I waited because I got this for like $22, I want to say. It was really good price, so that's why I went ahead and bought it. But I would recommend this during the sale. Then what else do I have? Let's talk about foundations. I only have 2 foundations. The reason why I only have 2 foundations is because foundation is kind of how should I say, it's kind of hard because there's girls that are oily, there's girls that are dry, and for me, I'm in between. I used to be more oily, but now as I get older, I think I'm getting towards more of the dry skin. So I have 2 that I really like. The first one is the Ilia Super Supreme Skin Tint SPF 40, and it just looks like this. Now, I did use this more towards the summertime, but I feel like you could use it all year around. This isn't full coverage, but it has enough full coverage for me. I do like full coverage foundations, and even though this isn't completely full coverage, it's okay. It has enough full coverage for me. It is liquidy. Let me see, I'm gonna put it on this hand instead. I do find that it is best putting it on with your fingers. I know a lot of people do not like that. I don't like that. But I did try it with the brush, a sponge, and my fingers, and that is the best way to put it on, is with your fingers. So it looks like that. It looks like it's a good color for me on the camera, but in person it's a little bit too light. Yeah, you could tell right there. But yeah, I really do like it, and you could tell it's not that light in coverage. Like, it has pretty decent coverage. So yeah, I really like that one a lot. And then the next one that I would recommend, it is more full coverage than the Ilia one. And I did try this for one of my videos, like, is it mask approved? I don't know what the name of that video was, but it's somewhere in my videos. It's more like maybe 3 videos. And it's the NARS, what is this, Soft Matte Complete Foundation. I have it in the shade Medium 1 Punjab. Now, this is great for when you are wearing your mask, and if you don't want to get makeup on your mask. This does not move. It stays matte. It doesn't move. It just looks really nice on the skin. And I find that it doesn't look like completely dry on my skin. So I really do like this foundation. Then the next thing, let's talk about face palettes. Now, one is a little bit older and the other one is newer. We'll talk about the older one. It is the Smashbox, what is this? The Cali Contour Shape Bronze and Glow palette. Looks like this. Now, I like this because it has everything you need. It has your bronzer, it has your powder, it has 2 highlighters, a contour, and a blush. I use all of this. I really do like this palette a lot. You can't really tell that I've used a lot, but I have used a lot in this palette. It is really good to take with you to travel because you have everything you need in one. So that's another reason why I like it. But yeah, I recommend this one. And the other one that I recommend is newer in my collection, and I love it. I didn't think I was gonna love it. This is my first time buying a Hourglass palette, and it is the new, what is this? Lightning Edit Mini Ambient palette. And it looks like this. I think this is great for beginners because if you're like me, the reason why I don't really buy, I don't buy Hourglass face products is because I feel overwhelmed with the products. I feel like you get so many palettes that they come out with, and they have like 3 blushes, 2 highlighters, and a setting powder. And I just feel overwhelmed with it. But this one is great because you have your bronzer, your setting powder, your blush, and your highlight. That's all I need. Just give me my basics and I will be happy with it. Like I said, I don't know if I mentioned it, this is a great palette for beginners. So if you're a beginner in makeup and you want to try an Hourglass face product, I highly recommend this. This is great because, like I said, you have everything in one. I really do love Hourglass blushes. I do have one already in my collection, and this is my second one. But yeah, I really do like that blush as well. So I love everything about this palette. It is expensive, but like I said, it is worth the money. So yeah, it just looks like that. I'll go ahead and I'll swatch. I thought the bronzer was gonna be too light, but it is just the right color for me. And that's what it looks like right there. So that's the highlighter, the blush, and the bronzer. So yeah, so even though this is newer to my collection, I really, really do like it. And the only thing I don't like about this is the packaging, just because you could tell fingerprints everywhere. So, but that is the Hourglass Mini Ambient. Then, since we're talking about face palettes, let's talk about powders. I have three. I have a loose powder, a setting powder, and a foundation powder. Let's talk about the foundation powder. It is the makeup. Ooh, I dropped it. Oh, let me get it. It is the, what is this? Makeup Forever Professional Matte Velvet Skin. I have it in the shade Y345, and it looks like this. I like this if I'm in a rush and I just want to put something on my face real quick. I do use the black side the most. Don't pay attention, it's dirty, but I really do like this a lot. What I'll do is I'll put my concealer on first, and then if I want, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, I'll put a little bit of setting powder on the parts that I put the concealer, and then I will put on this product and put the rest of my makeup on, and then I'm good to go. I really do like this a lot. It doesn't look dry, it doesn't look cakey, but yeah, I just like it a lot. I don't think you're gonna be able to tell, but yeah, it just looks like that. Yeah, I can't really tell because it is a good color for my skin tone, but I highly recommend this one. Then for the pressed powder, it is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish in number 2 medium, and it just looks like this. I do like this one for setting like my under eyes, my T-zone, stuff like that. I really do like it. Like I said, it is number 2. I feel like it is a little bit too light for me, but number 3 I think is a little bit too dark. So for now, this one will work. It does work. You can't really see it, but yeah, I do like it. I don't know if you could tell. I think you could kind of tell I have made like a little dent in it, but it is really, really good. I like it a lot. Now for my loose powder. It is no surprise with this one. It is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Mattifying Loose Setting Powder. This is my favorite setting powder of all time. Like I said before, if I could only have one loose powder in my collection, this would be it. It leaves such a flawless look on my face. It's beautiful. I don't even know what to say about it. It's just really, really, really nice. The packaging kind of sucks because it gets everywhere. I hope that didn't get everywhere. I did cut my top off because when I would get product, it was kind of hard to get it with this attached to it. So I just cut it off and I leave it on the top. But it just looks like that. It does have a tint to it, but nothing major. I think you guys could get away with it with whatever color you are. But yeah, this is my favorite powder, and like I said, if I could only have one in my collection, this would be it. I do have like 2 backups already. I've gone through maybe 5 of these jars already. But yeah, I really do like it a lot. Now let's talk about concealers. I almost forgot about concealers. Oh, we'll talk about a newer one. I had something on my shirt. It's the Pat McGrath Labs what is this called? Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Concealer in the shade Al 5. Just looks like this. Now, I really do like this concealer a lot. It is full coverage for me, but it doesn't look cakey underneath the eyes. It's just really, really pretty. And a little bit does go a long way. Like, even the swatch that I put on my hand, I feel like was still too much. That was a bad swatch, but it's right there. But you could tell, like, it is full coverage. But like I said, it doesn't look cakey underneath my eyes. A little bit does go a long way, and it's just really, really pretty. So yeah, so that is the Pat McGrath Labs concealer. Now, my favorite one of all time, an OG classic, it would have to be the NARS, what is this called? The Radiant Creamy Concealer. I have two shades. I have it in Light 2.3 Creme Brulee and Light 2 Vanilla. I just go back and forth. One is a little bit darker than the other, but I really do like both. This is my favorite concealer. Again, it kind of reminds me of the Pat McGrath, but it's less full coverage, I think. Yeah, it's less full coverage, and it looks really pretty on the skin. I like it a lot. So that's what that looks like. I think that's the shade, like 2.5 is the one that I swatched. But yeah, it's just really pretty. Now, they do have the one in the pot, but I don't really like that one anymore. I prefer to use that like for my eyeshadow primer or to carve out my eyebrows. I don't like to use it underneath my eyes, especially because it's a little bit older now. And I just don't feel comfortable putting it underneath my eyes. And I feel like it's a little bit too full coverage for me. But these ones are perfect. I love these ones a lot. So I would recommend those to you guys. Now, let's talk about bronzers. I have two bronzers. And they're both cream bronzers. I do like the Hourglass bronzer that I have in that palette, so if you want to try out a bronzer, I would recommend those. But for cream bronzer, the first one I have is from Tower 28, and it is called the Bronzino in the shade West Coast. Now, this does have a little sheen to it. So I did use this a lot during the summertime. I prefer sheeny, is sheeny even a word? I prefer these kind of bronzers during the summertime and then a matte bronzer during the winter. But if you don't mind, then you could use it all year round. I'll probably use this one this winter as well. Just looks like that. It's just really pretty, creamy. At first, it looks a little red, but once you blend it out, it doesn't look red. It's just really pretty. I think I put it on the wrong. Again, I put it on the wrong side. It's that one right there. So yeah, it does have a little sheen to it, but nothing major. But like I said, yeah, I really like it. And Tower 28 is really affordable. I think these bronzers are $20 if I'm not mistaken. That is a great price, especially for products at Sephora. And I do want to try more things from Tower 28. They don't have a big selection of products, but the stuff that they do have, I am interested in. I have this one. I have a jelly lip gloss that I recently bought and I do like. And then the blush, cream blushes, you could also use for your lips. That one I haven't really used much, but I plan to use it. So stay tuned for that. But like I said, I really do like this bronzer for them, and I think Tower 28 is a good company, so check them out. Then the next thing I have is from Milk, and it's the what is this called? Matte bronzer stick in the shade Baked, and it just looks like this. This is my favorite bronzer of all time. It is so easy to work with. This one doesn't have a sheen. It is matte, like it says on the package. I keep the lid on top of it just so that way it doesn't dry out. But looks like this. And this will last you such a long time. Like, even though I've used it a lot, I still have a ton of product left. It just looks like that. I prefer to use it with the brush. What I'll do is I'll get my brush. I'll just pretend like I'm using this brush. I'll just get a brush, go like this, and then kind of like press it into my skin and then work it into my skin. So that's how I like to use the bronzers, like this. But I'll just go ahead and swatch it for you. Now it does look a little bit dark, but like I said, it is easy to blend out. Yeah, see, like that. It's just super, super pretty. And this is so easy to work with. Like, even if you get too much, like I said, you could blend it out and it looks very beautiful. So that is my recommendation for bronzers. Then we'll talk about blushes. I have quite a few blushes to recommend. The first one is the Jouer blushes. I have this Rose Gold Blush Duo in the shade Marigold and Rose Petal. I think these are the only blushes I have from Jouer, but I really do like these blushes. This one is more of a sheen and this one's a matte. I like to mix them together so I can get both the best worlds. But it looks like that. Just really pretty. Go ahead and swatch this one for you guys as well. It looks like that one is more pinkier than the other, but like I said, I mix them together and then they just look really pretty mixed together. So I like Jouer blushes. I highly recommend them, and I want to pick up more, so we'll see. I might pick up a few more. Then the next blushes I have are from Becca. Now I took out the ones that I know are still available on Sephora. I have them in the shade Flower Child, Songbird, and Wild Honey. And it just looks like this. These are so pretty. I think these are like my second favorite blushes to use. They stay on your skin, they're pigmented, they last a long time, they're just really, really nice, and they're affordable as well. So this, like I said, is Flower Child. Ooh. I went in with a lot, but see, it just looks really pretty. And even though I went in with a lot, I was able to blend it and it doesn't look patchy or anything. It's really, really nice. I love Becca blushes. I wish she would come out with more blushes like this, but yeah. Then the next blush, this would be like my second favorite. I think Becca's my third, and then this would be my second. Yeah, it's the Clinique Cheek Pop Blush Pops. I have a couple, but I just took out, well, I have more than a couple, but I took out two just to show you guys. But I really do like these. These are like a cream to powder type blush. It just looks like this. It feels really nice. I gotta use these some more because I was using them a lot and then I stopped because I have other ones in my collections that I wanted to use. But that is what that looks like. It's really pretty. This one kind of does look like it has a sheen, but not crazy. So yeah, so I really like these blushes. Then the final blush I have is from Hourglass. Even though I don't have a lot from Hourglass, I do like their formula when it comes to blushes. And this is the Ambient, what is this? Ambient Strobe Lighting Blush in the shade Euphoric Fusion. Now it's hard to see like the names because it has like that clear packaging, so it's hard to tell. But this is what the color looks like. This is so pretty. It's one of my favorite blushes that I have in my collection. I actually had to stop using it so much just because I was using it a lot. But a little bit does go a long way. It does last on your cheeks, and it does have a sheen, this color, but it's nothing crazy. That was a bad swatch. It's like on my palm, on my knuckles. Let me see. Let me do that again. It's that one right there. But yeah, it's just really, really pretty. I love Hourglass blushes. It's slowly becoming my #1 favorite blush, but I don't have enough of these to say like they're my absolute favorite, but I really do love the formula. So if there's anything that I would recommend from Hourglass, it would be the blushes, 100%. So the next thing I have are highlighters. And I have two to recommend. Let me take a drink real quick. And the first one is Becca, the Shimmering Skin Perfector Pressed Highlighters. Now I have a lot of highlighters, a lot of Becca highlighters in my collection, but I just took out one, and it's the classic Champagne Pop. It looks like this. I really love the formula of her highlighters a lot. I like the formula of everything she has. The highlighters, the blushes, everything. They're my favorite. Yeah, it just looks like that. And I love a blinding highlighter, and this is so blinding. Oops. It's right there in the middle. It just looks like that. These swatches doesn't know justice, but in person it is so pretty. It just looks like that. You could tell it's blinding, like it's a really blinding highlighter. But yeah, I really do like these highlighters. And then the final highlighter is from Benefit, and it is the Cookie highlighter. Now I have this highlighter in a palette. I was going to show you guys, but that palette is no longer available. But whatever's in that palette, you could still get individually. But I just went ahead, and it was easier just to get out the box one. The one I have in the palette, I have hit pan on already. This one, I think I've only swatched it. But once I finish that one, I will be using this one. This is my favorite highlighter. I want to get a backup, but like I said, I'm not done with the other one, and this is practically brand new. So it's just super pretty. The only thing I do not like is this dang packaging. It is just so bulky, and I don't know, I don't like it. I don't like the packaging whatsoever. But that's what the highlighter looks like. Let's see if I could swatch it with my long nails. Yeah, you could tell, look at, like, that is blinding. I barely dug my finger into that. Right there. Like, see? That is barely a swatch. Like, I barely went like that. And that is like blinding. You could totally tell. But yeah, I love this highlighter. I'm so glad they put it individually, because they only had it in the palette, and then people like really loved it and they wanted it in a single form, and then Benefit finally did it. So I'm really happy they did it in a single form. So really do like that. Then finally we have lips. Now I do have quite a bit of lips to talk about. The first one I will talk about are from Smashbox, and it is the, what are these called? I'm trying to get them in my hand. It is the Always On Liquid Lipstick. I have a few shades. These are not all of them, but I just pulled out a couple of them to show you guys. This is my favorite formula of all time. Like, I love these lipsticks so much. They're not drying on the lips. They're pretty. They're just, I like these a lot. They don't get on your teeth. But yeah. So I will, let me see. I'll swatch this one. This one's in the shade Stepping Out. And the applicator looks just like this. And that's what it looks like right there. That is such a pretty color. And like I said, it's in the shade Stepping Out. So yeah. Then the next lipstick, I only have one. I want to get more during the sale. We'll see. It's the Huda Beauty Liquid Lip, and I have it in the shade Wifey. Looks like this. Now, this is another one that is not drying on the lips. It's very pretty. It stays. And these ones are not expensive either. I'm almost actually done with this lipstick. This one is not as matte as the Smashbox, but it is still really pretty. It's that one right there. This one's like a more of a nude color, which the Smashbox is more of a mauve color. But it just looks like that. You could tell this one has already completely dried down and this one is still a little bit wet. So this one is more matte. But it's just personal preference, but I do like both. Then finally is the Fenty Beauty lips. I was gonna say lipsticks, but one is actually a gloss, and the other ones are Stunna lip paints. We'll talk about the gloss first. I only have one. This is my favorite, and this is what I'm wearing today. It's in the shade Sweet Mouth, and it's just a clear gloss. I don't think you're not gonna be able to see it, but I just like it. It's just a basic clear gloss. It wouldn't be an April video if I couldn't speak, right? But yeah, it just looks like that. It is just so pretty. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. And then I really do like her Stunna lip paints. I have it in this shade Unbutton and Uncensored. I have a nude and a red. I love these colors. I can never have enough nudes and I can never have enough reds. I think I have a lot of nudes and reds in my collection, but I like it. What can I say? So I will swatch these for you. I don't have no more space to swatch anything, but that's what the applicator looks like. I love the applicator because you don't need a lip liner to put these on because of the applicator. It kind of does the work for you. So, and it's not messy. That's what the two colors look like right here. So like I said, the nude is Unbuttoned and the red is Uncensored. And it just looks like that. And these will eventually dry down to a matte finish, but right now it's still kind of wet. Oops, I mixed them together, but yeah, they're still a little wet, but like I said, they'll dry down to a matte finish. Oopsie. But I think, is that it? We went through that really fast. So yeah, that is all my recommendations for the upcoming Sephora sale. If you enjoyed these types of video, please give this video a like. Don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to follow me on Instagram. All that information will be down in the description box. Also, I will have all the dates for the sale as well. Alright guys, I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye!